Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing for you guys the perfect palette tag. This tag gave me the chance to kind of look at all of the different eyeshadow palettes that I have in my collection, see which ones I like the most and I use the most, what I don't use, what I regret, best packaging, all of those kinds of things are what we're going to go over and I'm going to talk about today. So let's get started. The first one for the perfect palette tag goes to best packaging. And for me in my collection, that goes to the Too Faced Natural Eyes palette. And I like this because this one is a new package compared to this. I have both of them. I purchased this one a few years ago, and this one recently came in my Pop Sugar must-have box. Now, the old packaging was really bulky, and it was cardboard, and I mean it opened up like this, but there was a drawer at the bottom where it did come with a brush. And I really did like this palette. I just never used it because this was so bulky, and I typically take my palettes to travel with me. But now that it is in this kind of tin case and you don't have the brush anymore, but when you open it up and you close it, it's a magnet, so it closes really shut. And now that it's just compact and it closes shut, and it's that magnet, you don't have to worry about it when you're traveling. So that is why I chose this one as the best packaging. For best color payoff, I am going with the Wet n Wild Color Icon Shadows. Since these are such a inexpensive brand at the drugstore, it's about $2 or $3 for these little mini trios, and it's about I think $5 or $6 for these. You cannot go wrong for the price of these, but I think this is the best eyeshadows that I've ever had over any other brand, whether it's high-end or kind of in the middle. It is just the best brand, I think, for eyeshadows. Since it's inexpensive. 3, 2, 1. In the category of best color payoff, I would definitely have to go with the Wet n Wild Color Icon. These are from the drugstore, and I've never had a better eyeshadow pigmented color. These are about $2 to $3 for the trios at the drugstore, and these bigger palettes are $5 to $6, and I just think they are the best colors out there. They go on so smooth, they are easy to blend, the color doesn't flake off, and it stays all day long. I haven't ever really noticed the colors kind of all washing together and becoming this big blob on my face. Whatever I put on my eyelid and in my crease, the color stays there all day. I have a lot of different colors in these little trios, and I have a couple of these as well, just because they are so inexpensive, but I absolutely love the colors that come in them as well. My absolute favorite is this Walking on Eggshells. There's a lighter white color on there, there's a brown color for the crease, and then there's kind of this pinky color for the eyelid. And actually these are some dupes for some MAC shadows as well. I actually think that they are better than MAC eyeshadows. So if you haven't ever tried these, I highly suggest that you run out and give these a shot because these are absolutely fabulous. For most versatile, I picked this NYX palette. It is a 10 color eyeshadow palette, and it comes from the Runway collection. I actually picked this up at Ulta, and I picked it up because it is a lot of neutral colors in here, but I also like it because there's some of these darker colors and there's some kind of more pinkish shades as well. So it's great because you can kind of do a soft romantic look, you can do a neutral look, you can do a smoky eye as well, or you can do a quick wash of color. There's a lot of different options that you can do through this palette, and it's a really good color payoff too. These don't flake too much, and the color stays all day, and it was pretty inexpensive. I think this was maybe $8 or $9. So really good palette, very versatile, a lot of different options that you can do with this one. In the category for best palette for travel, I have my Bobbi Brown 6 palette. 3, 2, 1. In the category of best palette for traveling, I have my Bobbi Brown 6 pan palette. And what I love about this is it's a palette that you can create yourself. I've talked about it in my What's in My Travel makeup bag. And what's so great is this comes as a blank slate, and you can put whatever you want in here. You can make this all eyeshadows, you can make it all blushes. What I chose to do is make it some neutral eyeshadows And then I have some other darker eyeshadows in here as well. And last, I put some blushes in here as well. And it's just great because I've got all of those things for a couple of different eye looks and some different blushes. It's all in one palette, and it's very thin. It's easy to travel with. And I also love it because there's this really big mirror here on the front as well. So it's great to hold up and do your makeup with as well. And again, since you can also choose what colors you want in it, you know that you are getting exactly what you want and what you need on vacation. So that's why I think this is so great to have for traveling. Next is my biggest regret, and that would have to be these two palettes that I have from Bobbi Brown. This one is the Chrome palette, and this one is the Modern Classic Lip and Eye palette. Every year around Christmas, Bobbi Brown comes out with these palettes, and they're really great palettes. I mean, it comes with this mirror at the top. There's always about 8 different shadows in there, and then it comes with some lip colors as well. But, you know, at the time I thought I absolutely have to have it, and these are not cheap by any means. I believe these were each about $100, and I think I maybe used each of them once. But I found that a lot of these colors were colors that I already had, and there was nothing really special I felt about these lip colors. I did try them out, but I don't know, just nothing ever really, once I got this, nothing ever really kind of stood out that I needed to use it all the time, which is kind of disappointing because these both were very expensive. So these would have to be my least used palettes. For best color names, I have to come back to my Too Faced and Natural Eyes palette. I always loved the names of the colors that they have in here. There's Heaven, there's Cashmere Bunny, there's Sexpresso, Silk Teddy, Chocolate Martini, Honey Pot. They are just such fun names for colors, and I think that they really describe the colors that are in here as well. So that would have to be my best palette for the best names. For my least used palette, I have this Bobbi Brown Desert Twilight Eye palette. And I got this because these are really great wearable everyday neutral shadows, but there's also some shimmer colors in here as well. And I mean, they're great colors. I just never reach for it and use it. I kind of forget about it, but since I've looked through my collection and I've kind of rediscovered it, hoping to bring this back into my everyday collection and use it again because I really love Bobbi Brown eyeshadows. I think since Bobbi Brown is all about creating a natural look, that's exactly what's in this palette. So even though it's my least used now, I'm going to bring it back out and hopefully put it to good use from now on. For my most loved palette, it is my beloved Naked palette. I think the Naked palette is the best investment that you can ever make for an eyeshadow palette. I use this constantly. I travel with it. It is always the one that I reach to. If you look over here, this, what is it, in Virgin, I use that one so much. I'm worried that I'm going to run out of it pretty soon, but there's so many different looks that you can create with it. You can go very neutral. You can make a more smoky eye. There's kind of the pinks and the blues down here as well. I think it's such a wearable palette that almost anybody can wear. And these are, I think, the best high quality, high-end eyeshadows. They don't flake. They have really great color pigmentation, and you can create a lot of different beautiful looks with it. So this would have to be my most loved palette. And last but not least, I have for my desert island, I would have to go with the Naked Basics. And I would pick this one because for me, it's just a lot of neutral shadows, kind of matte shadows. There's no shimmer in them. If I was on a desert island, I don't think I would need shimmery or metallic eyeshadows. I would just kind of need my natural everyday colors. And that's what I love about this. You know, you have your perfect kind of highlighting shades. You've got 2 crease colors, but then you also have this dark color that's good to make as an eyeliner, or you can use it as a smoky eye as well. So if I was on a desert island, I would definitely want to have my Naked Basics with me. So those are all of the eyeshadow palettes that I have in my collection that I like or I don't like for various reasons. Let me know down in the comment box below what eyeshadow palettes you guys have, and let me know your absolute favorite #1 palette, the one that you cannot live without. I'd love to know what eyeshadow palettes you guys love the most. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!